Again.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Tony Mihai, and today I will present you my project, Detection and Prevention of a System of Small Accident. From my driving experience, I realized that mainly in the rush hour, the traffic jams are caused by small accidents that are happening and are blocking the entire traffic. So, observing the traffic, I realized that if we have a system to tell us what is happening ahead, like 10, 15, 20 cars ahead, then we will be much more cautious in the traffic. Obviously, we all notice that the traffic is increasing due to number of cars, due to accidents, due to the fact that the roads are not updated to the number of cars. So even the smallest bumper crash on the motorway in the rush hour will cause that mayhem, which could also lead to economical disruptions.
Okay.
So, in order to prevent this in the future, I thought that a system that can So, my project is, I thought a system that could have a few sensors mounted in front of the car and also a new message that will be sent to the drivers behind. In this moment, we have only two messages. One that the driver is touching the brake pedal, and the other one that the driver is indicating left or right. But when he's touching the brake pedal, we don't know exactly what are his intentions. He wants to stop, he wants to slow down. On the motorway, when you are with 70, a fraction of seconds till you realize his intentions could be a disaster. So, what I thought that adding another message like if there is no immediate obstacle in front of the car and the driver is touching the brake pedal, we have normal brake lights that are coming on, but if we have an object, then the distance between the car and the object would be in according to his speed. If we have an object in front and we are touching the brake pad, the lights will start flashing. And that will be a clear message for the driver behind that this car has an emergency, needs to stop. And that, I think, is the fraction of a second that will transform a good traffic into a bad traffic. As you can see, when the distance here is smaller than, in this moment, 50 centimeters, the lights are flashing. If we would have no object in front, the lights will be just on. What I realized that even if we are not paying attention when we are driving, even if we are not paying attention to the traffic ahead, and let's say we are looking at other cars or something, with the corner side, we can easily spot a quick change in the lights than if we have just a normal turn on, turn off. Even if we have position lights, it's still easy to notice the change that will attract the attention and will make the drivers to react accordingly to the emergency. So, as I said, my initial design was with a main processor, sensors on the front of the car, which could be a ultrasonic, a radar sensor, a motion sensor for triggering the system only when the car is moving, not when it's parked or you are doing slow maneuvers in the car park. And on the back, LED lights for the brake system. With the normal bulb lights, it's much more difficult to have the quick change, the quick flash.
Very good.
Okay.
You're at about 6 minutes. You need to move to learnings and stuff.
For the presentation of my project, so no, first, on normal cars, on many of the new cars, this system would involve just a simple update of the software. They have absolutely all the hardware components that just need the software update. For older cars, I estimated that the cost of implementing one of these systems would be £20 for the components, and I don't know how much for the man hour. For the presentation, I designed this prototype with a normal simple RC car, MX20 board, ultrasonic sensor, radar sensor, a motion sensor, and a brake sensor. Also add a few extra features like automatic lights, control lights, a display, brake lights.
Same as mine, mate.
Here you can see how the components are connected.
I'd like you to go on to what your learnings and conclusions are.
I'm getting there. So, my conclusions. Obviously, my important finding on this entire project is how to manage a project. I've never managed a project, not at this level, and I think now I'm more capable of approaching project management. I realized that there are a few important factors that are at the foundation of a good project. One of them would be a good idea, a clear design, practical breakdown in small steps of the task that needs to be done, and a little bit of hard work. So a combination of all these led me to achieve the initial scope and even a little bit extra by adding a few extra feature to the vehicle. By breaking down in small achievable steps of the task, I succeeded to finish before the deadline. As you can see, I finished in the 22nd week in mid-February, and I could easily follow all the works that needs to be done to stay on ground.
And what's the one key thing then that you take away from doing this piece of work, the most important thing for yourself?
The project management. Obviously, there are also others important findings, but I think the most important one was the project management. How to start from a simple idea to an end product.
Thank you very much.